Alrighty, good everybody, it's the Dogger! It's time for yet another AC/DC collection video. It's gonna be in two parts, this singular video, featuring two different medias. The first will be a collection of AC/DC DVDs, which is a request from Brody Atwood. If you're watching, how you doing, Brody? Alright, let's start with Let There Be Rock, the movie. Why it took so long for it to come out on DVD, I'll never know. This is a very good concert. I mean, it's a movie in itself, really. I'm just a little annoyed that it took such a long time to come out on DVD. I think it was, 2011, I think? Yeah. Still, definitely the best movie concert of its era. Continuing on, we've also got AC/DC Live at Donington. This is actually a photocopied reprint of the original DVD, so because the one that I had for it disappeared. Got taken out and thrown away by accident, I think it was. So yeah, it's basically, the inside is also photocopied as well. Bit annoying actually, but otherwise we've got it. And of course we also have the original DVD release of No Ball, live at Plaza de Toros, 1996. This is my favourite AC/DC concert video of all time, actually. One has very fond memories of watching this a lot as a young boy. Still got the receipt for it in there for some reason. Such a shame that that version's no longer available to buy anymore. I do have the director's cut as well, but I don't really watch the director's cut all that much anymore, actually. I prefer to watch the original because that's the version I grew up with watching on good old VHS. Sadly, the VHS tape that we had got a bit damaged, unfortunately, so it had to be thrown in the bin. Not all VHS tapes that we have back in the day survive, unfortunately, and that was one that ended up getting sacrificed. That's some great Angus pictures, actually. And, of course, Stiff Upper Lip Live from Germany in 2001. Probably my least favourite out of the concert videos, actually. Set list is a bit unusual for the time. Never thought I'd ever hear Up to My Neck in You with Brian doing the singing, actually. Once again, nice interior. For some reason, this has not been re-released on Blu-ray. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It's like AC/DC have disowned it, but then again, I don't know if that's the record label's fault. And we've also got AC/DC Live at River Plate from 2009 in Argentina. I did go and see AC/DC during the Black Ice tour, just up the road here at Queensland Sport and Athletic Centre, which is, as I said, just quite literally up the road from where I live. So that gives you an idea where I live. Walked home that night after that particular concert. Very high on adrenaline. My poor dad was in a lot of pain that night. His back was giving him a bit of hell, so my mum had to go and get the damn car to get him home. Okay, we've got Family Jewels from 2005, of course. This version, I've got the backtracks disc 3 also inside with the other two as well. I think that's for my standard copy. Otherwise, this is a really good compilation of all the film clips from that era. Disc 3 is especially necessary. So I know you'll have to get backtracks to get that DVD, but you got to get it. In here, I had my second copy of Family Jewels Disc 3 from the deluxe version of Backtracks in a spare case, alongside the Circus Crone gig from 2003. That was another pretty interesting set list from that time as well. Such a shame that one wasn't given a standalone release. But I guess that's the way it had to be. And we've also got the 3 DVD deluxe edition version of Plug Me In. I didn't buy this when it came out, actually. Back in 2011, I was given this by a friend, I think. I think he said he bought it at a garage sale for like $1. Because it got damaged in the 2011 Queensland floods. I think I've got the majority of the... Yeah. Discs 1 and 2 are perfect, but there's some issues with the third disc. Both versions of Bad Boy Boogie from the Apollo in 78 and Houston 83, unfortunately there's some scratches that affect both performances, which is very irritating. I still have the booklet for this in here, actually. In here. Let's have a look-see to try and stretch this out a bit. That is a brilliant picture of Malcolm. Love the Gretsch White Falcon that he uses. I think that's from the Back in Black or For Those About to Rock tour. I'd say probably from Back in Black tour. And another brilliant picture of Bond. These stupid pages. And we get one here of Brian. Disc 3 is definitely worth getting. It's a shame that, you know, limited editions and stuff, that is so annoying. Yeah, Angus with Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones performances. That was like 2003, I think. Yeah, I think that's from the Victoria Park concert in 1975. That picture of Angus. We've got some of the inserts, I think, the bonus stuff, still in its packaging. Some of this is from the actual bonus content, but some of it is also from the book Treasures of AC/DC. So we've got this. Nothing really on the back here, didn't think so. I don't think I have everything here. I think this is like meant to be a replica of the original Money Talks note, of course. If you've watched my earlier videos where I showed off the articles and tour programs and stuff, you'll have seen two of the real deal. Was this from there? Yeah, I think so. Another concert ticket from the... oh yeah. 2008, so that must be from the Treasures of AC/DC book, that one. That post-dates Plug Me In. As I said, not everything here is from Plug Me In's bonus stuff. Like, this is from the Treasures of AC/DC thing. I think this is from the Japanese tour, possibly. Can't really tell. Oh yeah, St Albans High School, Wednesday, 3rd of March, 1976. 6:30 to 11:30, so they may have played more than one set. If that's the case. Okay, Rosalind Ballroom, 2003 ticket. Back in Black, access all areas. Back in London. obviously. Supposedly tickets from the Let There Be Rock film. Don't know if these are legit though. The one with Malcolm on it and the other with Bond. Again, this isn't everything. It's some of it is, some of it isn't. Jeez, okay, there's a lot more in there than I thought. There's this. Okay, this is a sticker. There's still a few more to get out from here. Okay, got another one from the Treasures of AC/DC. This one. Too bad we don't have a time machine. I wonder if we can go back in time and see if using those would actually get us backstage. I don't think so though. And this one. And something I've got two of these inserts that I think came with the DVD itself. This one here, it folds out to show all the remasters and the DVDs and stuff. The Ultimate Concert DVD, yeah. I find that hard to believe. Mentions the standard version of Plug Me In and Bonfire. I think I've got a similar one here as well. Yeah, I think this is a later version, I think, which includes the director's cut of No Bull and folded out slightly longer. I think this one might be like a reprint because it mentions Black Ice here and backtracks. Yeah, okay. So it's two of the same thing, basically. Okay. Well, those are all the DVDs. As you can tell by the title, this is more than just the DVD collection. Just yesterday, I was able to obtain a small job lot of about 12, although technically 13, but the 13th cassette will not be shown today. It will feature in another video sometime later on this month. But we have 12 cassettes that I managed to obtain yesterday for about $100, which is pretty good, so that's just under $10 per tape or so. These are all international cassettes. None of them here are from Australia. This is a United Kingdom copy of High Voltage with the dreadful front cover, actually. And we've got... This is partly broken, actually. The little pad in the middle had to be replaced, and unfortunately it was glued down without being pushed off properly. When I got it, it was in worse condition than this, actually. Should be noted that I haven't got around to playing any of these yet. I'm guessing this one probably won't work properly, but it doesn't matter. Now we've got Let There Be Rock. This is a 1994 digital remaster that was for the European market, by the looks of things. And of course, it has the wrong track listing. Bloody version with Problem Child. I'm like, really? Problem Child belongs on Dirty Deeds and not on Let There Be Rock. Where's Crab City in Blue, damn it? Okay, on to... This is a German-made UK Power Age. This might be one of the last releases of the early edits of the album, because as you can see here, we've got the other track listing and Cold Hearted Man is featured. So I think this one might date to the early 90s, probably 1990 or 1991, just best guess. I did sort of try and look up on acdccassette.com and stuff. Again, apologies for the poor quality picture. Not exactly in the most comfortable position right now. Okay, we have some more of the 1994 cassette remasters from Europe. We have If You Want Blood, You've Got It up next. And the text on these clear cassettes, some of them have completely worn away. Especially on this, like this is side one, and all of the tapes weren't rewound properly, so they had to be partially played, although this one I was able to work out which side was which to ensure that I rewound to the correct side. And definitely in that case, you could barely read a damn thing, it's all worn off. And we've got another European Highway to Hell remaster. Thankfully the text on this one hadn't fully worn away. It'll be interesting to hear the 1990s remasters on tape. I don't know how different they'll sound compared to the CDs. I mean, most of the tapes I've listened to have been just the old analog tapes and not the digital files put on analog tape. I think the last of these remasters I have is Back in Black. Again, you can tell by the barcode and stuff. And yeah. Okay, now we move on to some more, once again, German made for the UK market. For those about to rock. Interesting paper label variant here. Very surprised to find all of these in one collection, actually. So I thought, you know what, I might as well get them all. Especially this one here. This is probably the only time I've ever seen an AC/DC cassette on a Type 2 chrome cassette. Chrome dioxide, of course. Although this Flick of the Switch is still mastered for the settings of a Type 1 ferric tape. But, no, I did recently rewind this, so if we can just wind it on a bit, you'll clearly see that it is indeed... Okay, the tape leader is a bit longer than I thought. You'll see that it is indeed a Type 2 chrome tape. But as I said, it's still mastered to Type 1 standards, so it should just play just fine in any normal setting, which is always good. It'll be interesting to see how this sounds, actually. It probably might still just sound just as good as it would on a straight up ferric tape anyway. Okay, now we move on to another Who Made Who. This is a similar European one that featured in my original cassette collection video, but this one's a little different. The one I showed before had a black cassette case. This is a clear one. And again, the writing had completely worn away, and I had to give it a short play just to find what side to rewind or fast forward to. So unfortunately, that's all worn away. Inside cover is pretty basic, actually. Just that and just that, really. It's as basic as you can get for the European market at the time. And had the same issue with this European blow-up video, which has an identical cover to the Australian cassette, but the spine is different. I think the colours of the spine and the text are different on the Australian cassette. The inside is very similar though, and again, the text had worn away completely, so again, I had to give it a short play to know what side to rewind or fast forward to. Rather annoying. I wish they'd have stuck with the the old paper label cassettes, or even the proper molded cassettes, not the clear ones, but I'm guessing they were determined to try anything different. Anyway, just two more left. We have the Razor's Edge. This is another European one. Sort of similar, to the Australian cassette, but it's got clear cassette shell. Not like the Canadian one, which I also showed off in my previous collection video. The interior is also slightly similar to the Australian one too. Spine almost looks exactly the same anyway. And lastly, we have European Stiff Upper Lip cassette, which I'm sure all Australian viewers would know. This was not released on cassette out here. Instead, we only got it on CD. It was released in the United States, and as I said, in Europe. And this one here seems to be on the Electra label, whereas the US cassette that I have is on East West, like Ballbreaker was. But of course, Australians still had Albert Productions as our label. Alrighty, that is the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to leave a like if you're an AC/DC fan. Be sure to check out my other AC/DC collection videos. There is a playlist on the channel. Be sure to press the subscribe button if you like what you see. And until next time, this is the Duggar saying have a great day, everybody. Have a great weekend, wherever you are. With the new week on its way, soon enough. And we shall see you again.